Fellow gardeners, let's talk about July. That magical month when your garden is in full swing, the soil is warm, and you're probably wondering what else you can squeeze into those precious growing beds. I know the feeling well. You're standing in your garden with a watering can in one hand and big dreams in the other, thinking there's got to be more you can plant to keep the harvest momentum going strong. Here's the beautiful truth about July planting. While many gardeners think the season is winding down, we know better. July is actually a strategic month for extending your growing season and setting yourself up for an incredible fall harvest. Today, I'm sharing 4 powerhouse plants that absolutely thrive when planted in July, each one carefully chosen for their ability to beat the heat, mature quickly, and deliver exceptional results. Let me start with one of my absolute favorite July plantings, bush beans. These little green gems are like the reliable friend who always shows up when you need them most. Unlike their pole bean cousins that need extensive support systems, bush beans are self-sufficient performers that get straight to business. The magic of July bean planting lies in timing and temperature. Your soil is perfectly warmed, beans despise cold, wet conditions, and you're still early enough to get a solid 50 to 60 days of growing weather before fall's first whisper. I've found that July-planted beans often outperform my spring plantings because they avoid the cool, damp conditions that can plague early-season sowings. When you're selecting varieties for July planting, you really want to focus on quick-maturing types like Provider or Contender. These can go from seed to harvest in under 55 days. These varieties were bred specifically for their heat tolerance and reliability, which honestly makes them just perfect for our midsummer planting strategy. The key to successful July bean planting is, without a doubt, moisture management. Your soil needs to stay consistently moist, but never waterlogged. I always prepare my bean beds by working in plenty of compost to improve water retention, then I create a shallow furrow for planting. Go ahead and plant your seeds about 2 inches apart and 1 inch deep, then water gently but thoroughly. With the warm soil, your beans will be popping up in just 3 to 4 days, compared to the 7 to 10 days you might wait with those cooler spring plantings. Here's a pro tip that's served me well over the years. Plant your July beans in succession, sowing a new row every 2 weeks through early August. This succession planting strategy ensures you'll have fresh beans hitting your dinner table continuously through September and well into October. If bush beans are reliable friends, then radishes are the sprinters of the vegetable world. These fast-growing root vegetables are absolutely perfect for July planting, especially if you're looking for quick gratification and want to introduce kids to the joy of gardening. Summer radish varieties are specifically bred to handle heat better than their spring counterparts. Look for varieties like White Icicle or French Breakfast that can mature in just 25 to 30 days. The secret to summer radish success is providing them with consistent moisture and, some afternoon shade if you're dealing with intense heat. I've learned that July radishes actually benefit from the warm soil temperatures for quick germination, but they need protection from the most intense heat of the day. If you can position them where they'll get morning sun but afternoon shade, you'll be amazed at how quickly they develop. Plant them in loose, well-draining soil about 1/2 inch deep and 1 inch apart. The beauty of radishes extends beyond their quick maturity. They're excellent companion plants for slower-growing crops, helping to break up compacted soil with their taproots while marking rows of slower-germinating seeds. Plus, if you let a few go to seed, radish seed pods are actually edible and add a delightful peppery crunch to salads. Now I know what you're thinking. Lettuce in July? Isn't that when lettuce bolts and turns bitter? You're absolutely right about traditional lettuce varieties, but here's where variety selection becomes crucial. Heat-tolerant lettuce varieties and alternative leafy greens can absolutely thrive with July planting, giving you fresh salads through the fall months. Focus on heat-resistant varieties like Jericho Romaine Nevada Butterhead or Red Sales loose-leaf lettuce. These varieties were specifically developed to handle higher temperatures without immediately bolting to seed. Even better, consider branching out into heat-loving greens like arugula mizuna or tatsoi, which actually prefer the warmth and can handle light frosts later in the season. The secret to successful summer lettuce growing is understanding that these plants need different care than their spring-planted siblings. They need consistent moisture, protection from the harshest afternoon sun, and rich, organic soil that retains moisture without becoming waterlogged. I often interplant my July lettuce with taller plants like tomatoes or peppers that can provide natural shade during the hottest part of the day. Start your seeds indoors if temperatures are consistently above 80 degrees Fahrenheit, as lettuce seeds can become dormant in very hot conditions. Once they've germinated and developed their first true leaves, transplant them to the garden in the evening when temperatures are cooler. This gives them time to establish before facing the heat of the next day. Here's where we separate the casual gardeners from the strategic ones: fall broccoli planting. Most gardeners never experience the superior flavor of fall-grown broccoli because they don't plan ahead. But July is absolutely the perfect time to start your fall brassica crops. Fall broccoli is genuinely superior to spring-grown broccoli in almost every way. The heads are denser, the flavor is sweeter, thanks to a little light frost exposure, and the plants are less likely to bolt prematurely. The cool weather of fall provides ideal growing conditions that honestly many gardeners never take advantage of. Start your broccoli seeds indoors in July, aiming to transplant them to the garden in early August. This timing allows the plants to establish while the weather is still warm, then develop their heads as temperatures begin to cool down. Varieties like Belstar or Imperial are excellent choices for fall production, offering good heat tolerance during establishment and excellent cold tolerance for an extended harvest. The key to successful fall broccoli is understanding that these plants need time to develop strong root systems and leaf growth before focusing energy on head formation. Plant them in rich, well-amended soil with plenty of organic matter. They'll need consistent watering through the hot weeks of late summer, but once fall arrives they become, honestly, remarkably low maintenance. One of my favorite aspects of fall broccoli growing is the extended harvest window. While spring broccoli might give you one main head before bolting, fall broccoli often produces a main head, followed by numerous side shoots that can keep your kitchen supplied with fresh broccoli well into winter, especially if you provide some row cover protection. The secret to successful July planting isn't just knowing what to plant, it's understanding how to adapt your gardening techniques for midsummer conditions. Your soil preparation, watering schedule, and plant care need to account for the unique challenges and opportunities that July presents. Soil preparation in July means ensuring excellent drainage while maximizing water retention. Work plenty of compost into your planting areas, and consider adding a layer of organic mulch around your plants to help retain moisture and keep soil temperatures stable. The warm soil will accelerate organic matter decomposition, feeding your plants throughout their growing cycle. Watering becomes critical during July plantings. Young seedlings and newly planted transplants need consistent moisture without waterlogging. I prefer to water deeply, but less frequently, encouraging deep root development while avoiding the shallow root systems that result from frequent light watering. Early morning watering is ideal, giving plants time to absorb moisture before the heat of the day while minimizing evaporation loss. July is an incredible month for extending your growing season and maximizing your garden's productivity. These 4 plants, bush beans, radishes, heat-tolerant lettuce, and fall broccoli, represent different strategies for successful midsummer planting, from quick-maturing crops that beat the frost to longer-term investments in fall harvest abundance. Remember, successful gardening is about working with nature's rhythms while pushing the boundaries of what's possible. July planting requires a bit more attention to detail and care than spring planting, but the rewards are absolutely worth the effort. Ready to transform your July garden into a productive powerhouse? Start with 1 or 2 of these crops this season, and I guarantee you'll be planning even more ambitious July plantings next year. Don't forget to subscribe to Soil Sage Chronicles for more strategic gardening insights, and share this article with fellow gardeners who are ready to take their growing game to the next level.